Have I got a cool one for you guys? Today's video is all about this laser you see over my shoulder. This is the WeCreat Lumos Ultra UV and 100 watt MOPA fiber laser all in one machine. That's right. UV MOPA together at last. This video is going to bring you guys along for real life projects, information, tech specs, a little bit of deepy dive, but otherwise my introduction to you of the Lumos Ultra. Hey guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. That's right, this laser is the subject of today's video. It is the brand new WeCreat Lumos Ultra UV plus MOPA fiber laser, and I have the 100 watt version here in my home office. Now, instead of boring you guys to death, unboxing, showing a setup, and reading tech specs off of paper, let's go ahead and jump into it and start seeing this laser in action, while I'll also talk to you about the things, the features, and the stuff that WeCreat wanted me to tell you since they did sponsor this video. So what makes the Lumos Ultra different right away is that it is combining two completely different laser sources into one machine. You've got a 6 watt UV laser running at 355 nanometers, and then you have the option of either a 60 or 100 watt MOPA fiber laser, which runs at 1064 nanometers. So instead of needing two separate machines to handle different materials, this one machine gives you both in a comprehensive system. You're talking deep metal engraving, full color marking on stainless steel, precision engraving on plastics, 3D printing, engraving inside crystals, and even cutting and shaping metal. All of this can be done with this one machine. The big idea here is simple. This is a one-stop production machine. Normally, UV and MOPA are two completely separate setups. Two machines, two workflows, more space, and more cost. Here, it's all in one, which means you are saving money, saving time, saving space, while actually being able to do much more. I want to do a quick laser breakdown because this is pretty important stuff and you may not know this. So you've got diode lasers, which are generally considered as entry level. They're great for light engraving, but usually limited on power and a material range. Then you have CO2 lasers, which are great for cutting wood and acrylic. You can somewhat engrave glass, but they don't handle bare metal well at all. And then you have fiber lasers, which are known for being strong and have high capabilities with engraving and marking metal. And then you have MOPA fiber lasers, which is a more advanced type of fiber laser, which gives you control over pulse width, frequency, and this is how you get better detail, finer, cleaner finishes, and especially color engraving on metal. And for those familiar with the space, this WeCreat Lumos Ultra machine is using a JPT MOPA source, which is a well-known source and trusted supplier in the fiber laser world. Lastly, you have UV, which is completely different from all of those listed above. UV is a cold processing laser. Instead of burning material, it breaks molecular bonds and removes material with almost no heat. That's why it works so well on substances such as glass, plastic, high detail engraving, and especially things like crystal, which you'll see in this video. Normally you'd need separate machines to get both UV and MOPA capabilities in your shop, but the WeCreat Lumos Ultra combines them both into one machine. Switching between them is straightforward. You have the same machine, the same workflow, you just use the correct field lens for the job, and the software handles the rest. The lenses are color-coded based upon your task. The green is for your UV laser crystal engraving. The purple is for your standard UV engraving, and then the red is for your MOPA laser. This machine has features such as autofocus, live preview, and even automatic lens detection, so it's designed to reduce setup mistakes. You don't have any tearing down of your setup, no switching between machines, you just have one system doing it all. On the MOPA side, you're not just marking metal, you're engraving into it, especially with the 100-watt MOPA Laser module, which I have. You can engrave to some serious depths here, which is great for things like coins, branding irons, or anything you want to feel premium and give you that additional layer of capabilities from a laser. You can also take that further with relief engraving, adding texture and dimensions so it's not just flat. Things such as a slate coaster with the MOPA laser or even wood with the UV. The big area where the MOPA really stands out is with color engraving. By controlling the heat and oxidation, you can create consistent, repeatable colors directly on stainless steel and titanium. And it's not just one look. You can get completely different styles depending upon your settings. The software walks you through the full color engraving workflow. It makes it easy to understand, interpret, and then pick your colors for whatever project needs you have. The MOPA laser doesn't stop at just engraving. It also cuts metal. This is a 1mm thick sheet of aluminum that I cut directly on the machine. This means you're not just decorating parts, you can actually start creating them with the laser. Now let's talk about the UV laser and the crystal engraving. The really cool thing that a lot of us have been seeing lately that the Lumos Ultra does really, really well. So with this method, you're not engraving on the surface, you're actually engraving inside the material. The Lumos Ultra also supports engraving different modes. You're not just talking about flat stuff here. 2D, 2.5D, and full 3D internal engraving inside crystal or glass. That's what allows you to create detailed designs that exist inside the material, not just on the surface. UV is what's called a cold process. So instead of burning material, it removes it cleanly with almost no heat. That means you get really clean results across materials like plastic, glass, and even 3D printed parts. So whether it's acrylic, anodized aluminum, slate, wood, or something like this glass bottle, you're getting sharp detail without the burn marks or worries over cracking you would normally expect. This is especially useful for 3D printed parts where heat can normally distort or completely melt the surface. But where this really comes together is when you combine both laser types into one build. For this project, I used both the UV and MOPA capabilities to create a complete piece. First, I used the MOPA laser to cut and engrave a 1mm thick sheet of aluminum to become a base for the next part of my project. For that second part, I switched over my laser source to the UV, I put in that green field lens, and set up to engrave inside of a crystal. Once the crystal engraving was done, I put everything together and got the finished project that you see here. Normally you would need two completely separate machines to pull a project like this off. And this is where it really starts to make sense how this one machine can really help you and benefit you in your space. You're not just engraving products, you're creating full multi-material builds, which mean higher value products and more ways you can actually sell what you make. Instead of being limited to one type of material or product, you can move between metal, glass, plastic, all in one workflow with one machine. And at the end of the day, this is a UV plus MOPA one-stop laser, saving cost, saving time, and saving space. This entire video has been produced here in my home office. This room is 6 feet wide and in total about 15 feet long. But the Lumos is sitting over there on a 2 foot by 3 foot table, taking up very little space, but still having the full capabilities to do everything you see in this video. There's also going to be links down below to learn more about this machine, and I would encourage you to check it out and follow around to see how this machine develops. The machine I received is an early prototype or possibly a beta unit, so some things here and there that may appear different or didn't work as well, I do expect to be in place and corrected for production units. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you have questions or comments, leave them for me down below. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.